A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The First Galactic War. The Senate fought the rebels in a mighty battle to the death. Due to the murder of a certain Jedi by the Senate, the rebels decided that enough was enough. The First Galactic War included mainly 3 land-based strongholds, fighting off the Senate army: Coruscant, Naboo, and Tatooine. They brutally fought for around 4 years. In the end, the rebels destroyed the Senate and humiliated them. Thus, the Galactic Alliance of the Palace of Naboo was formed. This sentenced the Empire to only 6 starships and 100,000 stormtroopers. The Senate also lost a lot of land in all of their space colonies. The 3 allied powers wanted very different things out of the Galactic Alliance, but a compromise had to be formed. The Senate wasn't even invited to the negotiations.
The Mustafar Crisis. It started when the Naboo army invaded the Senate industrial planet of Mustafar. During the initial occupation period, the leaders planned organised strikes as they felt exploited by the Naboo folk. Propaganda and altered news stories were broadcast to portray the Naboo soldiers as Tusken raiders. It was finally ordered that the workers should refuse to work and were paid to do so. This was known as passive resistance and was the only option available since their army had been reduced dramatically by the Galactic Alliance of the Palace of Naboo. They could not afford another galactic war. However, even though the striking workers were slowing down the income of the Empire through industry, it also caused a problem for the Senate. They were yet to pay the reparations. It was then decided that creating credits was the only option. The mass production resulted in many problems. The age of inflation had begun.
Hyperinflation. Although the Senate had solved the Mustafar crisis with Palpatine as leader, he had to pay back his Senate workers to meet their bills. Consequently, he made more credits. This led to a particularly severe type of inflation known as hyperinflation. Because the Senate couldn't trade goods with some civilizations, the Senate just printed credits to pay off galactic war loans of over 6.6 billion credits. This meant that great industries paid off what they needed to, and with so much spare credits, the amount of credits paid to Senates rocketed, and the Senate soon realised that their credits were worthless. This meant, however, that the poor settlers and elderly couldn't put their credits to much use. A month of elderly savings couldn't even buy a drink, and in 1921 to 1923, the middle-class senators used to be able to buy homes. However, they can't even afford a loaf of bread with the senates they have now.
The Hoth Putsch. The Senate were in power. There were many people who disagreed with their policies and ideas. The Empire was one of those in disagreement with the Senate. These factions organised skirmishes known as putches. One of the most famous of these was the Hoth Putsch. It was organised by Darth Vader. He charged in, lightsaber drawn, and proclaimed, "I am fast enough to behead all of you before you would have the chance to draw your weapon. I want to speak to Greedo, Boba, and Jango Fett." He proclaimed that they would uprise against the Galactic Senate, realising they could soon be dead men. They all agreed to help Darth Vader in his bid to overthrow the oppressive rulers. Soon afterwards, General Grievous arrived. Grievous had been the leader of the Senate's force during the First Galactic War, and was a strong supporter of the Empire. He had agreed to become the new leader of the army. Vader planned to march on the city of Upper Toa and start his revolution there. However, he forgot to order his stormtroopers to assault the communication points and printing systems. This vital error meant the Galactic Senate had knowledge of Vader's plans to overthrow them. On the day of the plan, 3,000 stormtroopers arrived but were blocked by armed police of the Senate. To stop the advancing force, the police opened fire on the ground in front. The stormtroopers returned fire, and in the next few moments, 21 people were killed and another 100 or so were wounded.